Next one. Next one says, what would happen if the part showing, this is very specific, when Paris and Putnam are threatening Tituba. Remember, Paris says, I'm going to take you out back and have you whipped, Tituba, and Putnam says, this woman should be hanged. We talked both of them. Threaten her, right? If that was not in the play, what do you think would have happened? It's like 2 lines, but they're important. What do you think would have happened? Especially look at what came right before it.
These are supposed to be different.
If it was just taken out, I'm just asking you. If it was taken out, what do you think? Would she still confess? See, this is what happens afterward. So think about that. Okay, go ahead and talk with your groups. I'm going to start with you.
I was saying, like, what if? Is that what it is?
Removal of threats to Tituba. If they took that out, what do you think? What would happen if she wasn't threatened like that?
Then they wouldn't get all the leads on people.
Yeah, like all of the accusations, right? Okay, why? I think you're right.
Because she was the first one.
First one to confess. And why did she confess? Do we remember why she confessed?
Oh, because she's gonna be whipped.
So if you take that out,
Then
She wouldn't confess.
yeah. And there
I
would be no
think,
leads.
okay, write that down. You guys got this. You guys are like detectives. I think so. What do you think? How are you guys doing back here? You got something? Right, that's a great point to bring up. What do you guys think? You got something? Are you struggling? You guys got something? Are you struggling or you got something you think? All right, well, like, I got something. What do you think, Brian? What'd you write down?
I don't know.
I'm gonna call on you, so let's think about it together.
Oh,
If she was not threatened, do you think she still would have confessed?
No,
Why not?
because she wasn't threatened.
That's the only reason she confessed, right? Was like to save her own life. Okay, so then if she didn't confess, what else wouldn't have happened?
What, Abigail?
Right. I think so, but that's something to think about. All right, a lot of people are done. Some people are still wrapping up. I'm going to start with this group again because they had a really good point. Demeric, what did you say? What do you think about why this is included?
If she wasn't threatened, she wouldn't have confessed, and there would be less tension between everyone.
Yeah.
And basically, it would just. Yeah, there would be nowhere.
No one would have been accused? Probably, right? I mean, because she starts the whole thing off, right? And that's what a lot of groups said when I was walking around. I agree. What do you think? Kaylin, what'd your group say? The same exact thing, that her confessing starts the whole thing off. Yeah, because there's this tension, she's going to be whipped, and this is why she confesses. Yeah. Brenda, isn't that what you said? Tell me what you wrote down.
I said if she wasn't threatened, she wouldn't confess neither would Abigail.
Neither would Abigail, right. Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Gary's group? Gary or Maria, go ahead. Yes, that's a good point that no one else brought up. You feel for Tituba, especially when you watch the movie. I do. It's like, oh man, this woman's like getting whipped before my very eyes. Like, it's really crazy. And then you feel for her, and then you totally understand why she does it, you know? But if she wasn't whipped, if she wasn't even threatened to be whipped, like, that's important, right? Those 2 lines, I think are so important. And you kind of realize it, like, if you took those out, that would change everything. I agree. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is going to be adding something in, or I think it's actually moving it. It's going to be moving something somewhere else. That's why it's in green, okay? What would happen if the scene with John and Elizabeth and their relationship, which we know from our journal is not good, right? He's a cheater, she's uncomfortable, the whole thing is awkward. If that relationship, them two eating dinner, was shown right at the beginning of the whole play, if it was the first scene that we saw, John and Elizabeth eating dinner and they have an awkward relationship, how would that change things? This is a harder one. I want to see if you guys can get it. Talk to your group. Talk to your group. What do you think? How would that change things? Oh, okay. So Jonathan, what do you think? What would it change? It would be more mystery? Okay, why more mystery?
Because you wouldn't know what's going on.
Yeah, right. You'd be like, what's up with this couple? Why do they hate each other? Yeah, I think so. I would be like that too. What do you guys think? Will's talking. Sorry, what were you saying, Will?
And you'd also have to
Less
Yeah,
less
you have to
intrigue,
play with
more
focus on
tension.
John.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was just talking to Jonathan about. Like, if you see this couple and they hate each other or whatever, it's awkward right between them, and then you're like, why? You don't. It's a new mystery because you don't already know about the affair. I agree. Yeah. This one's hard, but a lot of people are getting it. We'll take another couple seconds to wrap up here, and then I'm gonna ask for some answers. But a lot of people have good opinion. Jackson, did you write yours down? Jackson, did you write yours down? No, you did not. Yeah, write this down. All right, what do you think, Gary's group, Charlie, Isaiah, Maria, what did you guys say about this one?
I'll go.
Charlie's gonna go? Tell me, Charlie.
So it would be a lot more mystery and confusion because you just start out with that, just throwing that in there like, okay.
And you're like, what's wrong with this couple?
Why is this couple, why do we care about this?
Right.
And then it would make you focus on that instead of Betty and Abby and
Yeah.
Tuba and the rest of them.
Yeah, totally. Because otherwise we're right in with Betty being sick and there's a slave and there's this girl and you're like, what happened in the woods? Yeah, but this would just be like, who is this couple and why do they hate each other? Right, I agree. Will's group, what'd you guys say? Will had some good something good, right? What'd you say, Will?
More mystery and tension, less surprise, and better foreshadowing.
Oh, better foreshadowing. Because you'd be like, what's wrong with this couple? And then later you find out about the affair. Yeah, I totally agree. We haven't even brought that up, but that would be more foreshadowing. I totally agree. What did you guys say, Peter's group?
We just said different perspective on the whole situation.
Different perspective. Probably more from Elizabeth.
Yeah.
We don't meet her until the act 2. So, like, that's a great point. Yeah, I agree. What do you guys think, your group? What'd you guys say?
We wouldn't know, it add mystery because we wouldn't know why they had like a bad relationship.
Right. We're just like, what's wrong? Yeah.
We wouldn't focus on like Betty being sick. We'd be like, oh.
What's wrong with these two? Yeah, yeah. And it's maybe, in my opinion, probably less interesting. When Betty is in bed and there's witchcraft afoot in like the first page, I'm like, what's going on? It gets me right away, you know?
Let's just start out with family.
A couple in, yeah, who need therapy or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, less interesting, you know? All right, let's go to the next one. We're on number 5, okay? What would happen, this is another scene that is moved, okay? What would happen if Betty said that Abigail drank blood after Abby confessed to witchcraft? How would that change everything? If Betty said, you drank blood, Abby, if that line was after she already confesses to witchcraft, what would happen? This is a hard one. Yeah.
Dramatic with everybody else.
More dramatic? What do you mean?
Like, what I don't know. Kind of forgot what I was.
You're onto something. So, like, instead of, you drank blood, Abby, you didn't tell him that.
yeah, at the
If it was after Abigail already said, I danced with the devil, blah, blah, blah.
Then it would have been worse for her, like drinking blood. Then she would have
All
been
right,
filled
all
with
right.
blood.
What do you say, Demarcus?
That would be more crazy, like, why is she doing all this stuff with the devil?
Right, we're revealing more about her with the devil. Okay, that's good, that's good.
Okay.
Is this okay? Is this like so boring for you, just sitting here? Oh, what do you think, Jonathan? What's your group come up with?
Mystery because she already confessed.
She already confessed. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, it might even then be less of a surprise because she already, like Jonathan said, she already confessed. So like, and she already talked about the chicken blood or whatever, that blood thing. So maybe less of a surprise. I think so. What do you think? What do you guys got? What did you come up with, Peter? What did you say?
It would create more tension between her uncle and her because he like didn't know and he would like want to know all the truth.
Oh, because when Betty said it the first time, they were like alone. Yeah, that's a great point.
Technically, she didn't confess to it.
Right, she didn't. Yeah.
And in the movie, when he's trying to, like, her to speak,
Yeah.
and she's not telling him to,
Yeah.
he ends up smashing her. And
He goes, you tell me. Yes, yeah.
Betty says something like, you drink blood. He's
Yeah.
gonna, like, he whip him.
That's
to
a
her,
really-
so then
it could have
she can tell,
escalated.
like, everything because he can say, like, everything, something happened with Lord and you don't tell me the truth.
That's a great point. All right, I hear a lot of talking, stopping, so I'm going to start with Peter because his group had a really good idea. Peter, what did you say? What would change if Betty says, you drank blood after Abby already confessed?
It would like create more tension between her and her uncle because like her uncle didn't know all the truth.
Yeah. And Peter and I said, I forgot this. When Betty says, you drank blood, Abby, they're like alone in the room, right? The uncle isn't there. So you're saying, well, then the uncle would have found out about it and it would have been even worse. Maybe, like you said, he hits her at one point in the movie. So yeah, could be. What did your group say? Jonathan, what did your group say? You had something good when I walked by.
It would be less surprised because she already confessed to it.
Less surprised because Abby already confessed to everything, the devil stuff. So like we're like, okay, she drank blood too. Big whoop, you know? Yeah. What did this group back here say? Isaiah, I haven't heard from you. What did your group say?
It wouldn't be as much of a mystery.
Yeah, because it's just stated in a room. It would be in a room full of people, right? And that's where the confession takes place.
Right in
Oh yeah, Betty or Abigail. Both of them get smacked, don't they?
Well, Abigail smacks.
Oh, Abigail smacks Betty. Oh, Abigail probably wouldn't have done that in front of the minister, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Shayla, what did your group say? You don't know? What did your group say? Did you guys come up with something? What did you say, Brandon? Help her out.
They probably would just look at her like, okay, because she already confessed.
She already confessed, so she already said she danced with the devil and wrote in his book. So we're like, okay, yeah, drink blood, big whoop. You know, like we already, yeah. I think so too. I agree. All right, let's go on to number 6. We're getting towards the end here, which is good because we're going to get finished before lunch. What if, these are 2 events that are kind of removed, a whole plot line was removed. What if we took out the part about Mrs. Putnam's dead babies?
Well, I would just straight up hate it.
If we took out this part that's mentioned beforehand, and she sends her daughter to conjure the dead, if that whole plot was taken out about the dead babies, what do you think would happen? All right, this is another tough one. Talk in your group. Mrs. Putnam wouldn't? All right, anything else? What do the dead babies kind of drive? What do they make happen in the play? The fact that there are all these dead babies.
Or that she's part of it or something like that.
Yeah, think about the accusations too. These dead babies are real suspicious, right? Yeah. You guys got something already. What do you guys think? What about if these babies were not killed? If she didn't have all these dead babies, what would happen?
The babies just don't matter.
Maybe.
Because that's an entire, like, that's just a thing that's not happening.
A whole plot that's taken out. Yeah.
Maybe, like, more surprised just because she's
That would also make it a little bit harder for them to.
Yeah, Mrs. Putnam's kind of crazy, right? She didn't have an excuse, right? This is her excuse. I kind of think, too, that multiple people are getting accused. Did you kill my babies? Who killed my babies? It kind of drives her, Mrs. Putnam, going off on a bunch of people, you know? So I'm like, if there's no dead babies, it's kind of less suspicious stuff going on. There's not really any, we'll call it evidence. There's not really any evidence of the witchcraft, right? I think, yeah. All right, a lot of groups have good stuff for this. Gary's group, what did you guys say? I heard Maria talking about some good stuff. What did you guys say about this? If the dead babies thing was taken out, what would happen? Charlie's going to tell me? Go ahead, Charlie. That's all right. What'd you say?
Less tension and mystery because they don't really have much ground to stay on.
Much ground, not much ground to stand on.
Their babies are, like, that didn't even happen.
Right. Then there's, especially the Putnams don't have anything then to talk about. I mean, that's their whole thing. Yeah, is to bring up these dead babies, and that's what Will's group said, right? What did we say, Will, that this was like suspicious or whatever?
that she doesn't have an excuse to blame everyone.
Yeah, she was blaming all these people. Tintabuk killed my babies. You must have killed my babies. Oh, it's the midwife that killed my babies. None of that there would be no finger pointing on the part of Mrs. Putnam, right? What did Erica's group say?
You said that she wouldn't be so paranoid.
Right, she's definitely paranoid, right? Mrs. Putnam was kind of crazy. Yes, I agree.
She wouldn't be so ignorant to just be so quick to blame random people for her obviously having body problems.
Right, like we said it's probably something genetic or something going on where she's not having these successful births. But she's blaming it on witchcraft, and that kind of drives everything where she goes crazy and she just accuses people, and yeah, for sure. What about Kieran's group? What'd you guys say? Or whoever in the group. Olivia's got something?
I'd be less surprised because, well, Miss Putnam would be like irrelevant like John because you don't really know anything. And it's
Right.
not as much grounds for witchcraft as like once you hear about the 7 babies dead, you're like, oh.
Oh, that's like evidence. Yeah, I agree. But if it was gone, there's... Yeah, it really makes Mrs. Putnam just kind of irrelevant. Like, we really wouldn't even need her in the play. And she's kind of cuckoo. Like, she's all over the place. I totally agree. Okay, nice. Very good. Let's go to the next one.